Welcome to Good Times with Alex and Ryan, broadcast live around the world on YouTube. My name is Ryan W. Sprague. You can catch me at Ryan W. Sprague on any social media platform. Alex.
You can follow me on Twitter at Vandollar15. And I want you guys to know, I want all of you to know that we are live. And I always dreamt about doing something live, but it was Saturday Night Live, not Ryan W. Sprague Live.
You mean Good Times with Alex and Ryan live?
Good Times with Alex and Ryan live, coming to you from Quarantine Studios.
Man, this is just like a dream, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad I look so great for it too, because my hair just looks like hell, and I shaved, so I've got my nice double chin going on here. I look great.
You look fantastic.
I look good. I'm camera ready right now.
Oh, right.
The lighting isn't horrible either. I'm filming in front of the sun right now.
I mean, we got the best cameras in the world. We got webcams on the computer.
I've got like the webcam. I've got the webcam from my laptop from like 2013 going on right
now. As do I.
This technology was brought to you by Acer. 2011.
AOL.
So it's starting to get dark a lot later now. It's throwing off my eating patterns a little bit. I'm like, it's harder for me to like stay within my calorie limit when it's still light outside. I'm like a freaking bird in a house. You need to just put a blanket over my head so I stop eating. I just go to bed. Like, Alex, stop thinking about food. Just put a freaking blanket over my head and I'll just go to bed.
You need to put like the foil around all your windows. What is this?
Dude, there was a guy in North Bend, the town we grew up in. He was allergic to the sun, and he lived on Ash Street, the same street Mike lives on, or lived on.
My neighborhood.
He had all of his windows covered in tinfoil, and I was really curious as to what was going on. I was like, dude, that guy's either growing weed in there, or he's doing something nefarious. But he was actually allergic to the sun.
Wow.
He would like blister up and like he could die. He was like a vampire, like Blade status. He goes outside, he's burning up, man.
Oh,
he wasn't a day walker. He couldn't go out during the daytime. He was a pure blood. He gets caught out there, he's blistering. We put tinfoil all over everything.
Crazy.
So what's going on, man?
Let's get to today's topic, because last episode you were like, Ryan, you got to see this show that everybody's talking about called Tiger King. And I was like, what?
They're not just talking about it. Like, the president of the United States is talking about it.
he's like, let me see if I may give him a pardon. I may not. I'm going to look at it, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Donald Trump, thousands of people are like suffering and passing away because of the coronavirus pandemic. But Donald Trump is worried about if he should pardon Joe Exotic or not.
One of the biggest rating hits of the coronavirus, aside from these briefings, has been a show on Netflix called Tiger King.
Yeah.
And the man who's the star of this is a former zoo owner who's serving a 22-year prison sentence. He's asking you for a pardon, saying he was unfairly convicted.
I don't know. I know nothing about it. He has 22 years for what? What did he do?
He allegedly hired someone to murder an animal rights activist, but he said that he didn't do that. And he was.
You think he didn't do it? Are you on his side?
Are you
recommending a pardon?
No, I'm not advocating
anything. As a reporter, you're not allowed to do that. You'd be criticized by these. Would you recommend a pardon?
I'm not weighing in on time.
I don't think you would. I don't think you would. Go ahead. You have a question? I'll take a look. Is that Joe Exotic? That's Joe Exotic.
He's ridiculous.
I think a lot of people probably want him pardoned so the saga can continue.
Gotta pardon him so we can have a season 2, Don.
Please. All right, so I watched it after you said, Ryan, you got to watch this. And usually, when people say that to me, I'm just like, whatever. You got to watch Breaking Bad. Still haven't seen it.
Hey, I just started the Good Place today, by the way, but we'll talk about that later.
All right. So I'm watching it, and it's kind of like one of those weird phenomenon type shows, like kind of like Axe Cop, where you watch it and you're like, what? what? And you just keep doing that. I'm like, what? How can this happen? What? And it just keeps going and going. So it reminds me of like on the internet, there's this personality, kind of when around 2000, early 2000s, called Chris Chan.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and dudes of all teenagers, as well as the gals. My name is Christian Chandler. I am here, and y'all are there.
Chris Chan. Arguably the most documented person in history. His antics have been witnessed by millions, with many always keeping a close eye on him, waiting to see what he does next.
Because all you do is make me feel sad, depressed. He should love his mother. She misses him. Hello. Do not hate. Hate is not so good. I want everything about my house off the internet!
What made him this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated?
And there's documentaries on him. Pewdiepie did a documentary. I can link it when we edit this. And basically, he was same type of thing. He had this whole saga, and this guy did like a high school documentary on him. And I don't know if you remember like the earlier days of the internet, like pretty much everybody was outside of like the mainstream was like younger junior high males, and it was kind of like that culture of like just bullying and being mean, and this guy just did not get it, and they would like totally bully him, and he wouldn't listen or have any sense. Then when they're saying like, hey dude, stop, that's not a good idea, he would just go full on at it. But so it's these types of things that I'm seeing, and right now we have another one, Mark Cabello, who Pyrocynical, he kind of did a program.
Because this post is a pain in the ass. There's Ernie's pimp ride he uses to pick up chicks. Here's my gas can. People keep asking me why Josh Powell, my brother Josh, my friend Josh, blew himself up. Members of the military like Alan Jaber did to me. Reverse aging, people ask me why I take so many vitamins. I met a human, and everybody said he was insane. You look for an out and you'll kill yourself. Salmonella.
I'm kind of doing like internet culture right here, so if you don't get it, that's okay.
Right. You were asking me if I remember early internet.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember early internet. I had some of my best nights and days on early internet in my formative years. Go ahead, sir. Keep explaining.
No, but it was brutal, gaming culture, and you remember the chat rooms and such. But no, that brings me to Tiger King. Just kind of like, to me, it kind of fits in the same type of genre. And I started watching it, and I'm like, dude, this is pretty crazy. Like, I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be so out there. Like, you were explaining it to me, I was surprised. Like, even if it was fiction, because I thought it was fiction, and you're like, no, dude, this is real. And so it was nuts.
You sound like you're in the group Eiffel 65. You sound like you have auto-tune right now.
Okay, let me get headphones
get that
on.
Audio. Hey, get that audio set up and fixed. You're going live without a parachute, pal. I don't want to hear 2001 shares, I believe. Get it going. Figure it out.
All right, how's this? Is this a little better?
Way better.
Well, thank you. All right. So we start this show off, and I'm actually a little more interested right when we start off when they talk about this like Dr. Baklava Anthill guy. He's when I first see him, he was really interesting to me because he says he's a doctor, and I knew right off because he doesn't have the mannerisms. He doesn't act like a person who has a PhD. That he's just so arrogant. And I've seen people like just put doctor before their name. Like if they have an honorary doctorate, they put I'm Doctor So and So. Like okay, so this guy, he's super arrogant, and that was just the beginning. I picked that up, but it was way further than I imagined. And as the story goes on with this guy, something is clicking inside my head because he's fitting a profile in my head of a book that I read about a certain type of person. And so he goes, as they're driving to the house, he tells the crew, like, okay, I'm going to go in here. You guys are going to film me and go out. The crew's just like, hey, maybe you guys can come in and, you'll film me as I come out. It'll be a great shot. And they do that, and the crew's like, wow, never had someone actually tell us what to do as a film crew.
Oh yeah, his whole life is a work. Everything he orchestrates everything around his little situation.
Yeah. And so they walk in there, he's showing big pictures of himself and all that. It clicked to me a few days later that I read a book by Ron something about psychopaths. And he fit every characteristic of what a psychopath is. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's where that came from. Because his first name is Doc. He's got the title of doctor, and then it goes on to say his first name is God in the Hindu sense. And I'm like, okay, this guy is crazy.
I have the biggest issue with these big cat people when you hear what they're paying these people. Like Carole Baskin only has volunteers, and these people are just working their ass off so they can get a different colored T-shirt. And then Doc Antler,
you got the blue club. Woo! Blue, baby.
Okay, first of all, the YouTube algorithm.
Doc Antler is freaking paying people like $120 a week, and he's like, listen, you're going to get a bonus today. And it's like, oh, I'm going to get some more money or maybe a third meal today. It's like, no, you're going to get to sleep with the doc tonight. You did a great job. Oh,
next, you get to change your name to something exotic.
Yeah, no, Joe Exotic is the true star of that entire show. Come on.
Okay. But I was most interested in that guy. But yeah, he was interesting. I did get an explanation as to why straight guys were with him. It was because they're hooked on meth. So they're like that's how desperate they were for the meth
to marry someone that they're not attracted to of the same sex, but meth is that strong, huh? Holy crap. Dude, let me make a note right now to never get hooked on meth. We jot it down real quick.
Apparently
that's me typing. Holy crap. Oh, hey man. Seriously though, some of those guys are eating off that Walmart meat truck.
Oh,
big North Bend high school sized trash cans filled with bar S hot dogs and freaking the budding lunch meat turkey packs and the worst kind of cuts of meat ever. Oh,
dude, I mean, but if it works, it works. I don't see too much of a problem with that. The problem I see is that he pays them so little that they couldn't afford food, so they had to eat out of that truck.
Oh, well, hey,
felt so bad for him.
It's better than that Carole Baskin, according to Joe Exotic. Carole Baskin, she's paying them in T-shirts, and she's seen around the park, and she doesn't even know who they are. She's like, oh yeah, I saw this person, for the last 12 years, and he's got a yellow shirt on, so I kind of remember who it is. Meanwhile, back at her freaking lair with her husband, who's 87 years old, they're trying to hunt down all day long. Carole Baskin is literally just looking for ways to screw over the other big cat owners that have zoos all day long. Hey, you cool cats and kittens.
Oh, you cool cats and kittens. It's Carol at Big Cat Rescue.
I've just been in my house all day long trying to find ways to F over the other cat owners.
I don't think she's as bad as they're portraying her.
Get out of here.
Okay,
Back
so
to bag, take a hike.
no. So here's a few things. I think stats are not in her favor for her killing her husband, because 60 to 70% of murders are done by a spouse or intimate partner.
Okay, so that checks one box. Keep going.
What do you mean it checks one box?
She's the spouse, so there's one thing against her. Keep going. I'm a detective. You keep going.
Why you think she? No. I'm just thinking of like, they know if she did it or not, because there's been, but they can't do it without proof. So there's nothing they can do.
You can't arrest somebody unless you have enough evidence to bring it to trial.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like circumstantial evidence goes, she could be convicted right now. Nobody in the world has verbiage in their will written that says disappearance or if I go missing. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And then she breaks into the place after he dies and steals it.
Like, where's your husband Don at, Carol? It's like, oh, he said he was going to South America. I don't know where he went. He left the whole zoo, all the animals, and all his cash that he buried around the place to me, I guess.
Come on, man.
You think I was born yesterday? Come on, Steven.
They all know.
Hey, every time I look at myself in this camera, I'm like, I don't know if you do this, but I'm like, man, I look awful.
Dude, you gotta change that in your head, man.
Oh, I'm
I get to sleep with the orphans. It's the best.
I get to wake up every morning and make some soup. And I get to go to bed every night and sleep by myself. Forever. It's the best.
But my life is good. Really good. I get to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. make some soup. It's the best. Love it. I get to lay in a bed by myself all of my life. It's fantastic.
You got it. Some of those quotes last time, I had to look them up. I'm like, I mean, how does he remember this? Back to the Future 2. Ooh, a Pepsi.
Back to the Future 2. Come on. That's like one of the best movies ever made.
All right, so back to Tiger King, because we're going to try and keep this episode Tiger King centric.
I have no problem with that. I've rewatched it like 7 times.
Already?
Yeah.
I watched it like once. I've tried to remember everything. I feel really...
Use it as a safety blanket now. I can't go to sleep unless I have the Tiger King going at all times. I'm just like, I gotta stay up and have a snack tonight. And then Nicole will put the Tiger King on and I'll be Joe Exotic, time go sheepy.
And that's a Joe Exotic promise.
Your pizza was brought to you 100% by Wal Mart Meat Truck. And that is a Joe Exotic promise.
So I felt really bad for that girl there. She's like, I lost my arm, but I figured, for the Tigers and everything, because they could have put it back together. I'll just cut it off, go to work next 3 days. And Joe's response was like, "This is gonna financially ruin me."
Meanwhile, back at the hospital, poor lady's losing her freaking hand. No. So I used to watch a lot of sports and stuff. I still do. Remember when sports used to be played, Ryan, before social? Remember that when people would be on teams and they would usually have a ball and they would try to score against each other. Now that was called sports, Ryan.
Wow, that sounds like a fantastic fun thing to do.
Yeah, well, we don't do that anymore, but
it's like the time machine when you had the warlocks in the bottom and then the other people on the top. It's like now we're switching and we're going to become the people on the bottom because we can't see each other, and we're gonna
What
get
do you mean
like
people on the bottom? I've been on the bottom socially and economically since I was born, partner. Listen to this, though. Back, Ronnie Lott used to play for the Niners. He was a defender, and he, like, broke this finger and I believe this finger really bad. And they're like, you're going to have to be out the game. We're going to put it in a splint, and you're not going to play. Or we can cut him off, and you can go back in the game. He cut him off and went back in the game and played, Ryan.
Dude.
I thought that was tough, dude. That lady at the Tiger Zoo making $18 a week and a pack of Bar S hot dogs from the Wal Mart meat truck decided to cut her arm off so she could go back and work 5 days later. I wish I could like anything in my life that much that I would dedicate myself to it.
I felt so bad. I mean, she'd be a good employee at any place, and she works for this guy. And then there's this other guy. He's like, yeah, my legs were hurting real bad. It's just walking. No, had to work. I lost my legs. Dude, what?
He lost his legs in a zip lining accident.
No, but he said they were injured, and he kept walking on them at the park, and so that's why he had to get rid of them.
Oh yeah, because he was doing like 12 to 14-hour days, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
These people,
dude.
Hey! Did you know that a Ruger, if you take the clip off, it doesn't shoot?
Apparently, it still does, Ryan. That's a horrible. Joe Exotic had those guys kind of like under his power, and like I don't think he meant to kill himself, but he definitely was in a dark spot to even put his head, like a gun to his head in the first place.
That was messed up.
That was a bad scene. That was horrible.
Dude, that I was like shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like just like I was like, yeah. How would you react? I mean, that's nuts.
Knowing Joe Exotic, the first
but
thing
I wasn't. But I wasn't referring to that. I mean, that popped in it, but I was more like that was just so stupid and ridiculous. I wasn't actually pointing to what actually happened with that, but I'm just letting you know so it doesn't sound like I'm like some psychopath, you know.
You heartless. Kidnapping people, bringing them to Don's ice cream.
I know, man.
Driving 1,000 miles an hour with innocent bystanders in your vehicle. You could murder me several times, but now you don't care if people commit suicide on Tiger King. You are a piece of work. You've become hard, Ryan. Hard and callous.
I know. So what else? What else you got from that show? I mean,
what don't I have from that show? Trump should freaking pardon Joe Exotic based on the fact that Jeff Lowe and the fat guy riding the freaking.
What was that about? It's so random. He's like.
Yeah. And then the maintenance guy took on meth. Yeah, those are three really reputable witnesses to testify at a murder for hire case. If I was the judge, I'd be like, bring in the witnesses. Okay, here's the first one. Okay, well, the second one's got to be better than the first one. Oh, here comes a fat guy on a jet ski with long hair. Like He-Man got stung by a pack of bees. And then here's the third guy who has no teeth and barely got here. Because he couldn't afford to get here. Okay, well, case dismissed. On to the next one. I don't give a crap what evidence or what they said. Next case.
You're out of here.
Joe Exotic, you are exonerated and free to go to Walmart and pick up the meat, buddy. You're not Arby's anymore, Joe Exotic. Walmart apparently has the meats.
Go feed those tigers.
Dude. I don't know if tigers are in the wild are supposed to eat bologna and capricola and all that other stuff.
It's not good that they got them in cages and all that. They should have them kind of like in reserves and such because they are endangered. So it is good to have them like in places, but not cages. All that. I really sad that last scene with the monkeys or the apes, and he's like, do I deprive them of love for about 10 years? Maybe. Do I feel bad? Yes.
It was horrible to see the monkey's hand through the cage, and the monkey was like trying to touch the human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just felt
that
was pretty tough, man.
That was a sad one.
That's how I feel most of the time when I'm at work. I just look out the window like I'm about 5 years old, and I just daydream about how I could escape. I don't think I'm going to be happy working as an adult until I am just independently wealthy, and all I do is bowl, watch Netflix, and collect toys. If I can somehow turn that into my job, I think I might be able to be happy. Until then,
dude, I believe in you. Have a heart. Go for it. Boom. Bam.
What kind of
believe in yourself.
Hey, Ryan, someone just popped up in the chat, and it says he's from Saudi Arabia.
Where are you looking?
I'm teasing. I was looking at those stats, and I was like, who the hell is watching us in Saudi Arabia?
I told you we're going worldwide. Worldwide.
Hey, you weren't kidding at all. I want your opinion. Do you think that Joe Exotic is guilty?
Yeah, he's guilty.
Oh,
dude,
give me some reasons.
Some reasons.
Give me two pieces of evidence. You're the lawyer.
What? No, dude. All I have is based upon the movie. I don't have. All I'm saying is guilty is because they got to see a lot of evidence in the courtroom that not the normal people didn't get to see. That's why they came to that conclusion. So we didn't see everything. We only saw like what's sensational and what'll really like get us involved into this TV show, because they're to sell the show, not give us the court case.
It must have been hard for Joe Exotic to pass through the metal detector going to the courtroom because of the Prince Albert he had with padlock.
all these
dangling from it.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna have to remove those 5 eyebrow rings and the 5 on each of your ears, belly button piercing you have.
Yeah, the butthole piercing, all the stuff. Every day is just an ordeal to get him into the court. So the judge is like, I've had enough of this charade. Guilty. Get him to hell.
Get him out of here.
For the love of God. I was most shocked to find out he didn't actually sing those country music songs. That he was just lip singing. That's not him singing those.
No way.
No, dude. He hired some guy to sing those, and he just lip sings over the track and releases it as him. It's a total Milli Vanilli thing.
Wait, but it sounds like him. They must have did a voice thing. A voice.
I don't know what they did, but he is not the one singing those songs.
No, it's. I thought it was him because it sounds a lot like him. They had to do a voice thing.
I think that there's a new episode of Tiger King being released, I believe, next week. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw news things on it.
If it doesn't have any actual Joe Exotic in it, and it's just Jeff Lowe, I don't want to see a 60-year-old man walking around in an Ed Hardy t-shirt with ripped pants and a silver, white, gray goatee and a do-rag on his head. If I'm going to see anyone dressed like that, I'll go to a Hulk Hogan match.
Oh, brother.
No, seriously.
Hulkamania. No, dude, he's a total con man. So, except he got screwed by Joe. Joe was forging checks. I thought that was so. I was like, whoa, dude. He's like, Joe, you forged these checks, and Joe's like, I have the money. I can get you the what? I got the money. He forged them, dude. You can't forge checks.
Joe Exotic is barely feeding his animals at the zoo. He's barely paying his employees. One employee got their arm ripped off. Meanwhile, back at the zoo in the office, Joe Exotic's trying to produce a reality TV show and run for the governor's
Run for
spot.
president of the United States.
I'm broken. Hey, you and everybody else is getting the shaft to satisfy the rich. Set your thumb on for president. Give me a bird at White House. Something's got to change in the field.
He also run to be the governor. So his priorities were a little bit out of whack, maybe. What do you think?
I'd have to agree with you there. Little off.
Well, get up. First thing in the morning, got to get up. Got to strap on the Prince Albert. Got to put those padlocks on my ball. I got to talk to my 2 straight husbands. Got to get them lined out for the day.
All I did
Got to
was
go see what's going on with the meat truck. Then I got to go over to the studio, see if the guy I lip sync over has done any new songs for me. Then I got to see what that Baskin's up to. She's up to no good and saying I can't have tigers.
Dude.
And after that, I got to go over to Doc Antler's house. We're going to go we're going to have high tea at noon with one of his 17 wives that doesn't want to be married to him.
No, they do though. They want to be married to him because he's got him manipulated into his cult.
I mean, holding baby tigers and riding elephants aren't that appealing, Ryan.
No, dude, but it's a cult. Like the way they do it, is they make it. They hinted at it in the show. They make it like he's like this religious leader. If you merge with him, you will gain enlightenment beyond other people, and so they have to have him, and so he gets them. It's like it's nuts.
Well, I'd like to see him try that in a club, like a dance club. They don't know who the Doc is, and he shows up with that ridiculous looking hat and that big old head of hair.
They also
shirt on, vest on.
No, they also hinted at how he does it. He gets interns, and then, hey, you want to be part of the big club? You gotta come over here and do this thing, and he just slowly brings them in until they're brainwashed. Hey. Joe Exotic, before we wrap this up.
Free Joe Exotic. I want him out, not because I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I just want more episodes. So
I would say you're not the only one. You're not the only one with that with that thought there. Me, I say keep him in because he tried to murder someone, or hire someone for murder. So I think that's pretty dangerous.
I want him out of jail, and I want to see what he can actually do with a real budget. So I want I want HBO or Showtime or NBC or something to pick him up, give him a real budget. I want to see what kind of ammo he can get from Wal Mart. I want to see what kind of meat trucks he can bring in. I want real deal budget for Joe Exotic.
Well, the film crew better have a fireproof trailer because if he don't like it, he's gonna blow that place up.
If he doesn't like the footage, he's gonna burn the son of a bitch to the ground.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back Wednesday. So thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And then if you're on Apple, it's same. It's subscribe. Go to our page, hit subscribe. Go to Spotify, follow. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
See you later, guys.